Hi guys, it's me, Susan. Welcome to Cruisin with Susan. It's Sunday night, May 17th, and I wanted to get your attention by choosing a title for my little talk tonight. You don't deserve to be happy, and I totally feel that way when people say something to me, like when I was going through my cancer and my broken hip and my burglary and all that stuff. People would say, very well-meaning, I don't fault them for it at all, but they'd say, you deserve something good to happen to you. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, there's not a scorekeeper. There's not a little ledger that says, okay, Susan had all these bad things, so let's send her a good thing. I don't think God's doing that. I don't think the universe is doing that, or whoever, the higher power, is doing that. I think life happens for many, many different reasons, and I really feel like we are each responsible for the life that we have. And that includes picking yourself up and getting back on the horse, so to speak, when things don't go your way. It includes being grateful, certainly grateful when things do go your way, but no kind of assumption that somehow you deserved it because you have done good things or cared about people or been a nice person. The best example of this philosophy is a wonderful book called When Bad Things Happen to Good People. It was written probably 20 years ago at least, and I can't remember the author's name, but if you Google it, you will be able to find it. It's a classic, written by a rabbi who was a very devoted man of God for all his life, and his son was born with a terminal disease where as soon as he was diagnosed as an infant, the rabbi and his wife knew that they were going to lose him probably in mid-adolescence, and he did die at age 14. And the rabbi was upset with God and felt, if anyone deserves to have a good life, it would be me. I certainly don't deserve to have my son taken from me. Why did you do this to me? And he set out on a quest to talk to people and answer that question. Why do bad things happen to good people? It's a great book, and really helps to explain the concept from a man of religion. So it's not a matter of not believing in God or not believing that I don't know, life has lots of different purposes and things that can happen. But my statement is that if you want to be happy or you want your life to be a certain way, it's your job to figure out how to make it that way. You don't deserve it, no matter what kind of trials and tribulations you've been through. And the sooner that we accept that, I think the sooner we can take things in stride, both good and bad things, because we don't somehow end up feeling gypped or blessed. I don't like the term blessed. We're not blessed, in my opinion. God isn't sitting up there doling out blessings or deciding who's going to have something good happen to them that day. I'll never forget a TV show I watched one night. I think it was Larry King Live back in the day when that was on. He had a number of very prominent religious leaders, and they were talking about this issue. And Larry said, well, something like a small child that gets cancer or some other terrible illness, the child couldn't possibly have done anything to deserve that. How do you explain that? And these people claimed that somewhere, maybe the child's parents did something to deserve it. They were truly believing. I was so shocked. I was so upset, really. I almost called the TV station. I was so mad. It's as if something bad happens to you, somewhere, you may not even know where, you did something to deserve it. And that also, the flip side of that, encourages people to be good, and then you'll go to heaven and be rewarded by God. But if you look in the Bible, I think there are quite a few places where it says you don't get to heaven by your good works, your good deeds, being a good person. You get there by the grace of God, and it's not about earning it. And I think that's so important because otherwise you start to take things, either good things you take for granted and you feel like you deserve them or earned them, and bad things you get mad and you feel kind of ripped off and maybe even get depressed. Like, what did I do to deserve this? You can certainly do things. You need to look at how did I set up my life to contribute to whatever it is that's happened. But some things, I don't think you can explain it away that way. Some things just happen. We go back and say, gee, if only I had done this or that, it might not have happened. Well, there are so many variables involved in why anything happens that you can't possibly control the outcome like that, no matter what careful planning you might do. So if you want to be happy, figure out what you want, figure out how to get it, and then go make that happen. And believe me, it's not easy, but it is simple. That's all you have to do. Now, putting the work in and putting the commitment in and being able to see the steps involved in the process, it takes a little self-awareness. But you don't deserve to be happy. You get happiness by creating it. And I think it's entirely possible once you accept that premise and take responsibility for your life. Okay, that's my deal. I wanted to share that with you. If it makes you mad, I would love to hear a comment. I'd love to hear comments no matter what. Please consider leaving a comment for me, and I will be seeing you next time. In the meantime, live well, laugh often, love much, and I'll see you soon on Cruisin' with Susan. Bye-bye.